And there you have it, message in a bottle. This is the riff that we're going to learn today. Now what you noticed is that the whole chorus section was all power chords, and then there's that cool little riff up at the beginning. So let's go ahead and learn the first riff, and then we'll pay special attention to the power chords and see how the power chord stuff that we learned earlier in the show applies to this particular song. What we're going to do is we're going to start for the opening riff. It's this riff here. So we're going to start with our first finger, 4th fret, 5th string, to our 3rd finger, 6th fret, 4th, and then to our pinky on the 8th fret, 3rd. Now that exact same pattern, that diagonal pattern with whole steps in between each note, is going to be pretty much throughout the whole riff. The only difference is where we start. We do that on the 4th fret, 5th string the first time. Then we move to the 5th fret, 6th string. Do the same pattern. So it's going to be 5 on the 6th, 7 on the 5th, and 9 on the 4th. Then we just slide that up 2 frets so that we start on the 7th fret. We're going to go 7 on the 6th, 9 on the 5th, 11 on the 4th. Then we slide down to the 2nd fret, 6th string, do the same thing. 2 on the 6th, 4 on the 5th, 6 on the 4th. When we hit that last 6 on the 4th, we slide up to 7. So it sounds like this. And you may notice that I'm sliding, kind of rolling my fingers as I go. That's because that's a pretty big stretch. You're going to find that if you've been doing your power chords with your pinky, you're going to find this will be a little bit easier for you because your pinky will be a little bit stronger and you'll probably be a little more calloused and used to using it. If not, this will be a great way to apply all that stuff that you learned with the power chords to your pinky, being able to do these stretches and whatnot. All right, so that's the main intro riff. That's a fun riff to play. Practice as much as you can, but you will find that you might get a little bit tired in your arm. One of the things you can do to combat that if you're doing these wider stretches is to bring your thumb low in the back of the neck. That'll help you to stretch out a little bit. Okay, the power chord section now. This song pretty much uses the 1-5-1 power chord, which is the power chord where we use our first finger on the root note, then we go to the 5th, which is the 5th note in the scale, and it's our 3rd finger on the 7th fret, to our pinky playing the octave of our root note. So we're using 3 fingers for this particular power chord. Now, if we look at the notes that we learned on the neck a few minutes ago in the mailbag, what we found was that, what chord are we playing? We'd say, well, this is the open E string, right? E to F was one of the exceptions. It was a half step. So E to F is 0 to the 1st fret. F to G is a whole step. G to A would be another whole step. So we're playing an A power chord right here, okay? So this would be kind of a good way to apply that as well. What we're going to do is we're going to play strings 6 and 5. We're going to hold this shape down with all 3 fingers, but we're only going to play the 6th and the 5th string 4 times with 8th notes. 1 and 2 and, then we're going to play all 3 strings with the remaining 8th notes. 3 and 4 and, so it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we kind of build it up a little bit. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the same power chord shape and move everything so that our root note now starts on the 5th string. We're moving down to the 5th fret, 5th string. In this case, what note is that? We start with our open A on the 5th string. A, whole step up to B, whole step to C, whole step to D. Now we're playing a D power chord. And we're going to play this 3 times. We're going to basically not use our pinky on this one. We're going to basically hit strings 5 and 4. 1, 2, 3 times, right? Then we're going to move over to 7 and 9. Hit that 1 time. And then here's where it gets a little bit tricky. We're going to add our pinky to the 11th fret, 4th string. Hit that once. Back to our 3rd finger on the 9th fret. And then back to our 4th finger on the 11th fret, 4th string. Slowly, sounds like this. Regular speed. You can kind of accent the chord a little bit. You can bring the dynamics up and down a little bit, but it's kind of a cool little power chord progression to work with. Once we do that a couple of times, we're going to move from here. The last time, where we did that up to the 11 and back to the 9, we can kind of pick up and hit the strings a little bit as we're moving. A lot of times people will hit like the open strings as they're moving. And this is kind of a little bit of a trick, but for example, watch this. We'll play that first part. I might do this, and instead of going back to 11 right there, I might pick everything up as I'm moving, and then I'm going to go down to the 2nd fret and make the power chord on the 6th string. Now the 2nd fret power chord, what note would that be? Open E, F, F sharp, right? Because E to F is a half step, F to G is a whole step, so it's in between F and G. That's F sharp, it's also known as G flat. We'll call it F sharp for right now. So what that would sound like slowly would be this. And you notice what I did? That was kind of my chance to transition, and you'll see that a lot with power chords. People just hit the open strings as they're changing from one to the other. It's kind of a good way to get a smooth transition if you're doing a kind of a big jump like we did there. Okay, when we get down to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, we're going to hit that 7 times, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to hit strings 5 and 4 open as we go back to our D power chord. So that's like basically the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and open. And that gives us time to move our power chord back up to the 5th fret, which is the D on the 5th string. And do the same thing there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then on the and of 4, open back to the 2 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So I'm kind of going back and forth between those two. Check it out. On the C sharp minor chord, okay, which we won't get into that. Now, this is a great song to work on for your power chords. So you'll pretty much want to learn the whole song. And the way to do that is to go ahead and if you haven't downloaded the Guitar Vision Player, download it and check out the file. I think you'll really dig it. It's actually really comprehensive. It shows you the format of the song, the arrangement, if you will, and you can kind of play along with it. You can play along with it at your own speed. So check out the Guitar Vision Player. This is one of the songs available. Another song that's cool with power chords that's available on the Guitar Vision Player as well would be Jenny, 8675309. Great little riff. And I think they also, we have Living After Midnight. So there's a bunch of cool power chord riffs like that. So you want to check it out, download the Guitar Vision Player, try those out. And definitely the message in the ball all the way through, though. I think you'll get a lot out of having done the arpeggios at the beginning of it, where we're doing the stretches, and you're using your pinky more, and then learning the power chord sections of that song are pretty happening. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was Message in a Bottle, Riff O the Show. All right, what a bummer. Time to say goodbye, and I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Ultimate Guitar Show. It's been my pleasure to hang out with you guys and hopefully give you guys a little bit of knowledge on power chords and learning the Riff O the Show. Do me a favor, tell other people about the show if you can. That'd be great. Love to see more folk come check us out. And if you want to know more about me, you can check me out at the bio section of our page. Also, register at the forums here, the community center, if you will. And I check a lot of the posts there so I can kind of see what's going on, what's on your guys' mind. And other than that, I will see you next time on the Ultimate Guitar Show. Peace out.